Nick Gilbertson here with Breitbart News. We're here with Scott Presler, the founder and director of Early Vote Action. So Scott, first of all, you led a major effort here in Pennsylvania to help flip the state red for President-elect Trump. Can you talk to us about this huge undertaking you helped lead in Pennsylvania and deliver to the state for the president?
Thank you. Well, looking at the math of the Electoral College, in order to win, you need to flip one of the blue wall states. So that either means Michigan, Pennsylvania, or Wisconsin. And literally since 2020, even before, something has just always been nagging in my head, Scott, focus on Pennsylvania, focus on PA. And so my organization, earlyvoteaction.com, while we've been focused on all of the swing states, I really thought it's important to consolidate our efforts and do one state exceptionally well. And so we hired this year in 2024, 74 staff across Pennsylvania's 67 counties to do voter registration at farmers markets, gun shows, VFWs, fraternity houses. And to give you context, in 2020, Democrats had an advantage of 745,000 registered voters over Republicans. Now, that number today is 286,000. If you remove inactive voters, that number is 126,000. We are on our way to making Pennsylvania the new Florida or Ohio.
Absolutely. One thing I just want to drill down on there, Scott, because I've heard gun owners, they would typically probably vote Republican, but a lot of them aren't registered. What's your message to them to get registered?
Well, I'm going to look directly to the camera and say, listen, 30% of Pennsylvania hunters are not registered to vote. There are 930,000 of you hunters, meaning that 300,000 are not registered. If you're unhappy with Democrat Governor Shapiro, if you're unhappy with a state that has high taxes, that isn't putting forth school choice, then I think it's time for a change of leadership. And that means that all of my hunters, I would like you to go to vote.pa.gov right now as you're listening to Breitbart and you register to vote at your current address. I want you to make a plan to vote every single year because hunters, the Supreme Court is up for election in 2025. If you care about your right to hunt, your right to carry and bear arms, then you must vote in every single election. And so my hunters, I love you. I want you to vote, please.
And Scott, now your goal is to, quote, Florida, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So put Pennsylvania out of reach like Ohio. There's been done with Ohio, or Pennsylvania out of reach like it was done with Florida, Ohio, Iowa.
Yes.
What does that process look like? What do you need from the conservative movement to do that? And what would that do to Democrats in the Electoral College?
Thank you. Well, if something isn't broken, don't fix it. The model that we created in 2024, that we've been using for the last couple years, has proven to be successful. We delivered Pennsylvania. We are the only state to deliver a Senate seat. The only swing state. Arizona didn't, Nevada didn't, Michigan didn't, Wisconsin didn't, Pennsylvania did. We registered 50,000 new voters in this election. And so, a continuation of our work. We're going to continue to focus on all those demographic groups that I mentioned to you, get them mobilized, get them out to vote every single year. Because if MAGA stays home, if Trump supporters stays home, then all of this beautiful progress that we've created is going to be for nothing. And what it would mean electorally is, listen, based on the math, if Republicans win Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, we win the White House. If our work at earlyvoteaction.com continues to receive financial support that we can hire staffers, then we can take Pennsylvania off the table, that Democrats they'd have to fight elsewhere. And I want to make it clear that in addition to Florida and Pennsylvania, we are going to Pennsylvania, Nevada. And Nevada is our next target state in addition to New Jersey.
And you mentioned something there about Senate races and Pennsylvania being the only state to flip a seat for a Republican.
Yeah.
If Democrats had it their way after the election, that wouldn't have happened. We saw some pretty brazen efforts from county commissioners and whatnot, and you actually confronted one of them. Can you talk to us about that? They were defying previous Supreme Court orders, and that talk to us about that effort from Democrats, Mark Elias, to try and come in and take that seat.
So let's do the backstory, because Bucks County, Pennsylvania is a county that we flipped from blue to red this year. It's outside of Philadelphia. It's been blue since 1988. So the Democrats, let's just say that they weren't very happy that we flipped this collar county from blue to red. And we won Bucks by 300 votes, breaking that 1988 trend. So after the election, the Supreme Court ruled that undated and misdated ballots cannot be counted. Diane Marsiglia, yes, shout out Diane if you're watching this. She's the county commissioner in Bucks County. She said they were going to count the ballots even though the Supreme Court already said it's illegal, unlawful. And the Supreme Court had to rule a second time just to make sure they weren't counting illegal ballots. And so I went to the Bucks County commissioner meeting and I called her out peacefully, respectfully, and I said, we're coming for your seat in 2027. And I think she has a little bit of a bad temper because it even escaped her to say, have at it. Well, County Commissioner Diane Marsiglia, we are coming for your seat peacefully in 2027.
And Scott, we're here at Turning Point USA's America Fest. So
yes.
What is your message here, and what is your message especially to young voters?
I'd like people, I think young people especially see success as a constant upward trajectory. And they think, overnight you can just achieve that good fortune or accomplishments. And I've been doing this for a decade, but I started off as a dog walker. And so my message, especially to our youth, is number one, it's good to have a goal. It's good to have a dream, and you need to pursue that dream, and never allow someone to tell you that you have to have the authority to achieve your destiny. Just start doing it. Don't wait for somebody else to offer you permission to do something. You go out, you go start knocking on doors, you go register voters, you go create your own organization, and you can perhaps be the one to help deliver a major swing state to help elect the 47th president of the United States of America. I say this humbly and respectfully, I'm the American dream. The American dream is for everyone, and that includes every single young person in our country, that finally we have a chance at success now that we have Donald Trump, President-elect 47.